Hello, welcome to E-Lab. I am Navdeep, working as PGT-IP in Cambridge International School. Students, today we will discuss the solution of the exam that was conducted today. So, the question you faced during the September half-yearly exam. So, we will discuss and analyze those questions as a part of solutions. So, directly moving to the questions you faced today. So the very first MCQ question was select the uh, reserved keyword in Python. So students, one by one you can look at the options. Else is a keyword, import is a keyword, print is a keyword. So all three are keywords. So definitely the option 4 will be all of these will be the answer. Then you have a very interesting question that is what is the value of the expression 10 plus 3 raised to power 3 into 2. So how this is solved in Python? Just look at the practical aspect of this one. So let's use a variable. X is equal to the equation was 10 plus 3 raised to power 3 into 2. I think this is the statement. Yes, it is. Student, how this is solved? To 3 raised to power 3 is because yeah, the priority of this operator is quite higher. Clear? This is a raised to power operator. So 3 into 3 means 3 raised to power 3. This is 3 into 3 into 3. This is 27. Clear? And then plus and the multiplication operators are there, and the multiplication operator is again having a higher priority than the plus. So 27 into 2 is 54, and then 10 is added to this. Try to print this one to get the answer. Yes, you will get the 64 as the answer. And look at the options. Now the last option is 64. Yes. Then one more, there is a one more Python based question is what is the value of y for the following code is executed. You see here the value of x is 10. Clear? So here we are saying 10 is less than 10 is less than basically 100. So this part will be true definitely, and x is greater than and equal to 10, so it will be equivalent to this. So true and true, the result will be true in case of a true and true, and it will be assigned to the variable y. So no, the result will be true in this case. Just if you want to have a better clarity, try to run this one. X is equal to 10 and y is equal to no, the assignment operator is solved later on, and first the expression is solved. X is less than 100 and x is greater than equal to 10. Print y, and you see the answer here is true, because you see students, why this is assignment operator. So first of all, this whole expression will be solved. So this is the result of this one is true, the result of this one is true, true and true, the result is true is assigned to y, and here we have printed the value of y, that is true. Moving to the next MCQ question. Clear? So how a empty list is created? This is the method, list method for creating the empty list. Clear? So this is the empty list. So this multiplication operation, how it works, it basically work as a replication. Clear? So replication means this will be repeated 2 times. 1 comma 2, and just C L into 2, and just print this. And you see this is 1 2 and 1 2 repeated 2 times. If you write here 3, so it will be get repeated 3 times. So definitely the D option is the answer. So a group of columns serving as a primary key is known as, group means they are combined together. So that is a basically a composite. Composite means that is grouping together and making a primary key. Then is this is a SQL statement, and you have to identify that what type of statement is this. So this is not a DDL statement. I told you this deals with the structure. This is basically a DML statement. This is also not a data control language. Clear? So this is a part of DM, the second option. Then which of the following can add a list of elements to a list? So basically append function works for one element at a time we can append. So here we can append a multiple elements with the help of a list. So extend is the answer. So this is the default format for date, that is year, then month, and then day, that is used in SQL. So what is true about the following SQL statement? Select star from, this is basically a table name. Clear? So this is not invalid, this is a valid one, because we can name it like this. Display the contents of table 1, definitely this is going to display the contents of the table. Improper case being used, so there is no improper case is being used. Display only one column name in table 1. So because this star represents all the columns, so this is going to display all the columns of the table 1, that is display the contents of table 1. This is the right option. Then dictionaries are dash set of elements. So what are the dictionaries? They are sorted, no. They are ordered, no. They are unordered, because lists are ordered and the dictionaries are unordered. So random is also not the right answer. Unordered. Dictionaries are mutable. Clear? Because we can we can modify the elements of dictionary. Yeah, so the mutable is the right answer. Another question is there now again on dictionary. You see here dictionary elements are given and we have to print the element with the key value 0. So there is no element with the key value 0 is there. Clear? So you can see its application part is ABC. This is a key and value is 5. And another key is DEF, value is 6. GHI, and the value is 7. And what we are trying to print? We are trying to print D, that is our D1 is the dictionary, and the key value we are supplying here 0.
So this will act as a key value. So when you run this one, so this will give you the error because there is no such key is available over there. That is called key error. No key is matching with this one. So this was about dictionaries. And the next question is, which of the following is not a component of SQL? Clear? So you know this ADL is not a part of this is not a part of SQL. Clear? The term dash is used to refer to a row. Clear? So which is the term that is referred to as a row? That is tuple is the another name for given to row. Clear? So that is the answer. So next is the term attribute refers to dash of a table. So attribute means column of a table. So the second option is the right answer. The state of a database is called, I told you just in the revision lecture also, this is basically the database instance. So which of the following attribute can be considered as a choice for primary key? So you know primary key is basically used for unique values. So students here name is, no, we can have duplicate names. Street, we cannot put street as this. Again we can have duplicate values. Subject also. Roll number are unique in a class. So definitely this C option should be the right answer. Now moving to the 2 marks questions.
So in the very short answers, that is the 2 marks questions. The very first question is, write a program to input three numbers and print their sum. So very simple program was this. We'll try to into the Twitter notebook. So let's say variable a we use, input method, enter a number. So you can copy this one also. And let's say the sum is a plus b plus c. Enter the sum. Just run this one. Let's say 10. Another number is 20. Third number is 30. And we got 60 the sum. So this was the very first question. Then is, what do you mean by keyword? So students, you know keywords are the reserved words whose meaning is already defined in the Python. What are the built-in code data types? The built-in code data types are string, number, and then we have list, dictionaries, tuple, sets. So these are the code data types available in Python. What do you understand by the term immutable? Immutable means that a variable that we can't modify, unmodifiable, like the example is tuple. Clear? And the opposite to this one is mutable. Mutable means the value that can be modified. The example is list, dictionary. What is the use of the function range?
So you know that yeah, we use this function to define the range, like we use it in the for loop also. Clear? So where it act as a you can see the sequence. We can generate a sequence from the range method. So we have done numerous examples on this also. The another interesting question is primary key. So the primary key is used to define a value uniquely, to identify a record uniquely from the table. And the data redundancy is basically duplicacy. So sometimes we get with the scenario that when we have duplicate data, that is what we meant by the term data redundancy, where the data is being duplicated into the tables of the relation. Then give some examples of real life examples of databases. So students, we use databases in schools, in railways, airlines, hospitals, hotel management. So in number of scenarios we use the databases in our real life. So you can pick and describe any of the example. Then now moving to the uh, 3 marks questions. Now next moving to the 3 marks questions. Students, see here, the very first question is what is the difference between a keyword and identifier? Now the keywords are the reserved words. Clear? Means reserved words we have already discussed, that is whose meaning is already defined inside the system. And identifier is basically these are the rules which are we use to identify anything in Python. Like we have a variable, name of a variable, name of a function. Clear? So anything, name of a constant. So like whatever the rules we use, like in identifier, the first letter should not be a uh, uh, digit, and then we should not use special characters in identifier. So an identifier can starts with the capital A to Z and small a to Z, and and it can have a only one special character, that is the underscore. So we have the rules for naming the identifiers which we have to mention here. The next is a basically a at the question number 28 is basically to find out the simple interest, and we are given with the three values: principal, rate, and time, and you just apply the formula and get the answer. We can demonstrate it here. So principal may be the variable that we use for this one. Let's say we use float for conversion. Then we have another variable rate. The rate that we want to enter, and the last one is time. So here you have to enter time, apply the simple formula, that is simple interest is equal to principal into rate into time divided by 100. And finally print the simple interest. To run this one now, enter the principal amount, that's 1000. Then his rate is, let's say, 6%. Time is maybe, let's say, 2 years, and you get 120 as the simple interest on this amount
for 2 years at the rate of 6%. Now moving to the next, students, you have to draw this pattern. We have done this question on number of times, how to draw the patterns, and recently we have worked extensively on this one. So I hope you are able to draw this pattern with the concept of looping. This is basically, we have to basically make use of two loops, that is the inner loop and the outer loop concept. And here you have to just print 5 rows, and each row is having, uh, first row having 1 star, two, second row 2, third row 3, fourth row 4, and like this. And finally we have one more question, is apply 4 functions on a given list. So take any list of your choice and apply any 4 functions in list, like length, insert, we have append function, we have extend function. So like these, we have a huge number of list of functions, so you have to apply any 4 of those functions here. And finally we have how are dictionaries different from list. You have to differentiate. Basically the lists are ordered and dictionaries are unordered, and there are number of other differences. We have worked a lot on this, so I hope that you are able to answer this properly.
Next questions are on MySQL. So simply, what is MySQL? You have to tell about the MySQL. It is the software that we are using for database concepts, its major functions and features. Then is that you have to create a table. No, students, you have to create a table using the create table statement, and you have to keep, let's say, you can keep employee number as primary key. Name, you can apply the not null constraints, and similarly on you have to create this address attribute and phone attribute. So basically minimum 2 constraints you can apply. One is the primary key, and then is on name you can apply the not null constraint, and similarly on phone also you can apply the not null constraint. Clear? So this is the very simple sort of a question, just to apply uh, the constraints on the table. Then is the question number 34 is differentiate between DDL and DML. So in the revision lecture also we focused on this. DDL basically deals with the creating part, and DML deals with the manipulation part, where delete, insert, and update commands are used. Clear? So you can give the example and differentiate it. Then is write about different constraints. So we have different constraints in MySQL, like primary key constraint, unique constraint, not null constraint, default constraint, and then we have a check constraint. So you can focus on any of the 3 constraints. Then is create a student table. So here you have to create a student table and insert 2 rows in it using the insert into statement. Now students, moving forward to the last section of the exam, that is 4 marks questions. You can also say the long answer questions. So students, here you are having 4 questions, and you got a choice here also, and from these you have to attempt any 3 questions. So we'll focus on the first, very first is 37 question. Write a program to enter the name of employees and salaries as input and store them in a dictionary. So students, that is this sort of example we did in the class also, that we have to enter the names and salaries in the form of a list, and then convert into, with the help of a loop, convert into a dictionary. So this question requires a really good skill in programming. Clear? So the first thing is that you have to create a empty employee dictionary, and then subsequently you have to basically input the employee names and salaries into a list, and then populate them into a dictionary within the, with the concept of loop also. Then the question number 38 is write a program that inputs two lists and creates a third. So just you have to input two list and they create a third one. So third one में क्या होना चाहिए? That contains all the elements of the first list followed by. तो basically क्या करना है? First list के बाद second list को क्या करना है? हमने extend कर देना है. क्लियर? तो सबसे पहले हमें दो लिस्ट चाहिए. क्लियर? दो लिस्ट इनपुट करनी है और फिर क्या करना है? फर्स्ट लिस्ट के पीछे हमने सेकंड लिस्ट को क्या कर देना है? एक्सटेंड कर देना है. सो दैट इज हाउ वी डू विद दिस क्वेश्चन. तो इसमें एक्सटेंड फंक्शन का यूज होना है इसके अंदर. दी नेक्स्ट इज नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन के अंदर क्या है? बेसिकली डाटाबेस स्कीमा के बारे में बोला. दिस इज द टर्म बेसिकली दैट डील्स अगेन विद द स्ट्रक्चर पार्ट, and we have discussed this the same question also in the revision part also. And what is the purpose of using MySQL? So MySQL is basically a database, so that deals with the all the concepts of databases here. Clear? How to create a structure, how to manipulate the data, and so on. And the question number 40 is what is SQL, and what are the different categories of commands in SQL? So just structured query language is the language by which we basically perform the different operations like DDL, DML, and DCL. So these are the three major categories also, that is the data definition language, then data manipulation language, and the third category is data control language. So here you have to differentiate. जैसे DDL में कौन कौन सी कमांड्स आती हैं, DML में कौन सी आती हैं, और लास्ट है DCL, डाटा कंट्रोल लैंग्वेज. क्लियर? जिसके अंदर क्या है? हमारे पास कमिट है, सेव पॉइंट है, क्लियर, एंड रोल बैक कमांड है. ये तीन ही कमांड्स हैं इसके अंदर. सो दैट यू हैव टू बेसिकली क्रॉस कंपेयर ऑल दीस थिंग्स. So I hope that you have found the solution useful. Still students, you find any difficulty in the solutions, so you can ask the query from my side. I am available on my WhatsApp number also. So at the end of the this session, I thank you all for attending the session. Thank you very much.